This is He Knows the Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, y'all. Let's get right into it, man. Jimmy Butler. Y'all got to give Jimmy Butler credit, man. I look at Jimmy Butler as what we call unsung hero. Let me say it again. I look at Jimmy Butler as what we call unsung hero. This guy is balling on an epic proportion and on an epic magnitude. He has the Miami Heat playing on a level that we saw the Miami Heat being, you know what I'm saying, one of the top 8 teams, right? But we didn't see them being the top 3. I saw them being anywhere between 6th to 8th seed. This is where I predicted them. So the fact that they've elevated past that, the fact that they're number 3, the fact that he's been able to talk to guys like Tyler Hero and make them understand that they are more than what they are. Guys like, you know what I'm saying, Abendayo, you know what I'm saying, that Nigerian that's balling out of control. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just look at the team itself. You know, look at Dragic, man. No one expected him to rejuvenate his NBA career the way he's doing right now. I mean, the Miami Heat is balling, and they got to get credit. You know what I'm saying? And we just have to look at the fact that Pat Riley has put his imprint on building this team under the radar since the whole debacle with LeBron James leaving. You know what I'm saying? The Latino obliterator. The Miami Heat has been working systematically to bring themselves back to relevance, and they have to get credit for that. We also have to give Eric Spoelstra credit because he's a coach that is a no-nonsense coach, and he gets that from Pat Riley. See, the Miami Heat, they're all about their players being well-conditioned. I keep telling people this. If you guys go back and look at the Alonzo Mourning days, look at Tim Hardaway. He was in his best shape playing for the Miami Heat. Jamal Mashburn used to be a chubby basketball player. When he got with the Miami Heat, look at him. You know what I'm saying? In shape. When you look at guys like, you know, Dan Marley, his most ripped and most built physique was with the Miami Heat. Vashawn Leonard. You know what I'm saying? People don't remember these players, man. If you guys remember the Miami Heat, that was the Miami Heat at that time. That was prior to the D-Wade era, man. I mean, look at Dwayne Wade. Look at the shape that he was in. Lamar Odom. They had him right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Miami Heat, Udonis Haslem. Look at what Udonis Haslem was. Look at when Udonis Haslem played for the University of Florida. He was a chubby guy. Under the Miami Heat, Pat Riley got him, you know what I'm saying, a nutritionist, a dietitian, and got him in shape, man. I'm telling you, man, the Miami Heat have well-conditioned basketball players. They believe in that. They believe in their players being the most conditioned because if you're the most conditioned on the basketball court, it's going to translate to success. This is why a guy like Nikola Jokic, if he played under Pat Riley, it would have been inexcusable and unacceptable for him to put on all of that damn weight. It wouldn't have happened. And that's why Hassan Whiteside had an expiration date with the Miami Heat, because he didn't want to get with the program of what Eric Spoelstra was trying to tell him. Look, with all of this dominance that you have, you can maximize your potential if you stop playing around and stick to the script. So Jimmy Butler gets credit because he finally found a team, as the hard worker that he is, that fits with the mold of the style of player that he is. He wasn't going to work with the Philadelphia 76ers because you had Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has a true alpha mindset. Although he lacks true alpha ways, let me say it again. He has a true alpha game and a true alpha mindset, although he lacks some true alpha ways. The truth of the fact of the matter is you wasn't going to have 2 guys that was going to fight. Because remember what I told you guys, that Bushmaster term like on Luke Cage. 2 bulls can't reign in 1 yard. Dandada's not plural, you know. Let me say it again. 2 bulls can't reign in 1 yard. Dandada's not plural, you know. There's got to be a Batman and there's got to be a Robin. There's got to be a chief and there's got to be an Indian. Can't be 2 chiefs. Can't be 2 Batmans. So the truth of the fact of the matter is he wasn't going to work with the Philadelphia 76ers. But with the Miami Heat, that was a perfect place because what other player would have been able to challenge Jimmy Butler and his stardom and challenge him and his personality on that roster? No one. So I believe that Jimmy Butler needs to be recognized, man, as an underrated MVP, NBA MVP frontrunner. And I get it. He has a bad flag. He has some baggage with the NBA, et cetera, et cetera. But that should not take away from where he's taking this Miami Heat team, man. Something has to be said. Because remember, what is the definition of most value? What is the definition of most valuable player? It's most valuable player to your team. And outside of Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's clearly head and shoulders above the fray in terms of being an NBA MVP frontrunner, I mean, who has given more value to their team than Jimmy Butler? Yes, it does not show in the numbers, Remember, stats is not everything in basketball. But when you look at where the Miami is at position-wise and where they're going, if they can keep this up, Jimmy Butler has to be talked about. I at least want to see him talked about in the top 4. Obviously, you won't put him in front of Giannis. Luka, you could put him in front of him because he's injured now. You may not put him in front of James Harden, but he needs to be in the top 4 of NBA MVP frontrunner. And obviously, you won't put him in front of Anthony Davis. But the way that I would list it, if I'm looking at NBA MVP frontrunner, only because Luka's injured, I would have Giannis number 1. I would have, Anthony Davis number 2. I would have James Harden number 3. But I damn sure would have Jimmy Butler number 4. I think Jimmy Butler needs to start getting respect put on his name, man. It's really that simple because the guy's balling and he has his team balling in a way. And this is what you define as most valuable player. Basically, your value as a player to your team. The Miami Heat, no one expected them to be number 3. And if they keep this up, like I said, Jimmy Butler needs to get more credit, man. Y'all got to start putting credit where credit is due. I just felt that in the NBA that's so LeBron driven, that's so everything about LBJ apologists, LBJ stands, LBJ riders media, LBJ brigade. Let's shed some light on these other players that's balling out of control, man. And Jimmy Butler's one of those players, man. It's really that simple. Jimmy B, Jimmy Buckets, you get the biggest salute of the damn day. This is Hino to Sport. Checking out.